Hi, I'm Anna from Miss A Crochet, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make your very own tiny Taro boba tea. This is one of the very first patterns that I ever wrote. It is definitely one of the first ones that I sold on Etsy at all. Very first tester call, everything like that. And so I am super excited to be giving you guys a tutorial on how to make this little cutie today. If you do end up making your very own little boba friend, make sure to post a picture on Instagram and tag me so I can see what color combo you used. I love seeing people's awesome color palettes and things like that. So please, please, please post it and tag me. I love seeing what you guys crochet. The materials you'll need are purple acrylic, black acrylic, white acrylic. You'll also need a 2.5 millimeter hook or whatever hook size corresponds with your yarn type, a stitch marker, a needle. I used 4 millimeter eyes. I've actually never had taro boba tea. I usually always stick with the brown sugar or like there's like some like creme brulee one that's kind of like that, but they're always brown. But I know that Taro, the purple boba, is so iconic, so that's why I went with this color palette for today. And I can easily match it. You know, I love matching my bubble earrings, purple shirt, purple nails with my crochet. Usually my nails are like ripped and terrible, but crocheting has really helped me stop picking my nails because it keeps my hands so busy. Though sometimes I do have like this thoughtless compulsion to rip my nails, especially if I'm really stressed out or if my anxiety is out of whack, which brings me to today's sponsor, BetterHelp. I dove in and out of therapy a lot after experiencing some traumatic childhood grief, which spiraled into separation anxiety and now remains as general anxiety that I still deal with to this day. When I was young, I would go to school counselors because I would be incredibly upset and anxious while at school. Sometimes I did see other therapists, some of which were really good, some of which weren't that good, but with BetterHelp, you can find your perfect therapy match from the comfort of your own home. For those of you who don't know, BetterHelp is an online therapy service that has helped thousands of people through their licensed therapists, financial aid, discounts, and widespread accessibility. If your mental health is getting in the way of your functioning and enjoyment, please, please ask for help. I know it can be so scary asking for mental health help, but our mental health and physical health and interpersonal relationships are so linked together. Sorry, that was a sociology major in me, but I only made it to where I am now with the help of my family, friends, doctors, and counselors. I could not have done it alone. Even if you don't think you need a therapist, it is always nice to have somebody to talk to and to have somebody cheering you on from the sidelines. Everyone deserves love and support. Visit betterhealth.com/missacrochet for 10% off your first month of therapy. Thank you so much, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this video. I definitely would not be able to give out this free pattern without their help. All right, let's freaking jump into this. For the first round, we're going to do a magic ring with 6 single crochet. I know, incredible, incredible. Some people say that they put the stitch marker in the very first stitch of the row, but I put mine in the last. I don't really know. Maybe that's the first stitch of the row. I don't really get it, but I put mine closest to the hook. So that's what I recommend. And then for round 2, we are just going to increase in each stitch, getting 12 stitches. If I can get my hook in the first stitch, which is always difficult for me. 12, perfect. Now for row 3, we are going to do a single crochet and increase. Row 4, we are going to crochet in the back loop only, which means we are just going to insert our hook into this half of the V, the back loop, and single crochet like normal. So again, this is the V. We're going to insert the hook in the middle of the V through that back one right there and single crochet so that that front of the V is left behind. For rows 5 through 7, we are just going to single crochet in each stitch, so that is 18 stitches per row. For row 8, we are going to do 5 single crochet and then increase in the next stitch for a total of 21 stitches. For rows 9, 10, and 11, we are just going to single crochet in each stitch for a total of 3 rows and 21 stitches per row. I just realized that my hook and stitch marker and yarn combo are totally giving Halloween, and I kind of love it. Here is rows 1 through 11. I am going to go on pause. I want to add the eyes and then begin crocheting the Boba bubbles. So I like to put the eyes between rows 8 and 9. So we're going to go 11, 10, 9, 8. In between there, I'm just gonna pop the eye right here. Then I'm going to put the second eye about 4 to 5 stitches away. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Here are the eyes in between rows 8 and 9, about 4 stitches apart. And now I'm going to add the safety eye backs. Looking good. So now we are going to crochet the Boba bubbles so we can sew them on before finishing the body for easier assembly. To make the Boba bubbles, you are actually going to be splitting your yarn. So I like to take about maybe a foot and a half. It doesn't all fit in the frame. And I'm just going to cut it. And then I'm going to split up my, oh my gosh, what is it called? What is this called? Oh goodness, my plies. And I'm just going to pull them apart. Oh, sometimes it gets a little tangled and you can just pull them. They're going to be pretty crimpy, but that's okay. You don't need them for very much. So we're going to make a magic ring, and we are just going to single crochet 4 into the magic ring. Then we are going to insert our hook wherever you really kind of can on the other side, preferably the first single crochet, but sometimes that's just not in the cards. And we are going to make a slip stitch. And now you have a super, super tiny little circle boba you can add onto your guy. I would probably make 6 to 8 bobas, just depending on how big yours is and your tension and things like that. But I am going to go make some more of these guys, and I will be back when I'm done with that. Oh my goodness, that took, I mean, it didn't take forever, but it took some time. I have my 8 Boba bubbles, and it is time to sew them on to our little friend. I'm going to take the strand from the magic ring and use that to find my placement on here. I think I don't really want one like right center. I kind of want one a little bit off to the side, because if it does this, if you put one like right here, it's gonna look like a mouth. So I think maybe right there, about here. Good enough. Now I'm going to freaking attempt to sew this. Usually I'm like the queen of hating sewing. But when it comes to Boba, I will sew for Boba. So I'm just going kind of underneath the Boba, not really outside of the stitch, just so that it looks cleaner. And I am sewing, but it's so small you can hardly see what I'm doing, so I apologize for that. But if you know how to crochet, I'm assuming you know how to sew, even though sometimes sewing is more difficult than crocheting to me, because if things don't line up, it looks a little funky. But this is Boba, so it doesn't have to be perfect. There is Boba Pearl 1. I'm going to flip this inside out, and then I'm going to knot these together, even though they're already tangled, which I guess is a good thing. It's tangled, that means it is not going to come out, because tangled yarn never comes out. There is Boba Pearl number 1, and I am just going to keep doing that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. We will eventually have a little Boba friend. If you really want to, you could just hot glue the Boba on. I've definitely done that before, but it was also a project just for me, so I didn't feel really bad about using hot glue. But if I was going to sell this, I definitely would sew them. Now I have to add some more. I think I'm going to add one up here, one down here, maybe up here, down here, just kind of anywhere you really see fit. Maybe I will add one right there. I don't know. Okay, I got all my Bobas sewn on. I'm pretty sure I used 7. And now we are going to add some stuffing, which I'm just using some of the extra black yarn that I have, because why not? I would say stuff it about halfway, and then we will continue on with a body and add some more stuffing later. So to continue on, we are actually going to undo half of our last stitch, and we're going to switch colors to white or whatever lid color you want. I'm choosing white because that's kind of the stereotypical Boba lid color, but now we're going to switch to that. I'm going to cut off my purple and tie a knot. Actually 2. Shove that back in there. For row 12, we are just going to single crochet around the whole thing, 21 stitches in a row. For the next row, we are just going to crochet in the back loop only, just like we did for this row. And that is, again, another 21 stitches. For row 14, we are going to do 5 single crochet and then a decrease. Next, we're going to add some more stuffing. Now we're going to decrease all the way around. And we are going to fasten off, leaving a long tail for sewing. So before we totally close him off, we're just gonna make sure that he has enough stuffing. I think he's okay. He can maybe use a tiny bit more. I'm gonna call that good. And then you're going to yarn our needle and single crochet the front loops of the last 9 stitches together. Making sure it's laying pretty flat. Of course, there's always going to be some bump because it's crochet and then you added stuffing. We're just going to bury this yarn. I like to do it through a couple of stitches, just back and forth. And then you can cut that. And we have our boba body done. Now we are going to grab some more white yarn and we're going to insert our hook in the front of our back loop only round, and we're going to do 6 single crochet increase around 3 times to create the lid. So with our slip stitch already on the hook, we inserted the hook, yarn over again, completing that first stitch. That is 1. We're going to insert into this front loop, yarn over, that's 2. This is 3. Oops. This is 3. This right here is that front loop. This is going to be 4, 5, 6, and an increase. And we are going to repeat that around until we get back to the start. Okay, so we just completed our last increase. We are going to insert our hook into that front loop that we already crocheted in, make a slip stitch, and we're going to fasten off. Now we're going to knot these 2 ends together. We're going to bury the yarn yet again. Here's our boba body. Now the only thing left to do is to crochet the straw, and I think I'm just going to do a purple straw because it's easy and it's the yarn that I have right here. And to make the straw, we are going to do 4 single crochet in the magic ring. Then we are just going to do 4 single crochet in each row for rows 2 through 5. Here is our straw, whose end I cut way too short on accident. We are just going to sew it right in the center of our boba. Don't make the mistake that I made and cut your yarn way too short. This was not intentional whatsoever. It makes sewing a lot more difficult, but it's still working. And there you go. You have your very own boba buddy. Super cute, very small. Like, this is my thumb. Teensy tiny. Thank you all so much for hanging out and crocheting with me today. If you end up making your own boba, please take a picture, tag me on Instagram so I can see what you made and what awesome colors you guys came up with. I love seeing everybody's different color palettes and just imaginations when it comes to boba and any amigurumi. I would also like to thank today's sponsor, BetterHelp. Without them, I would not have posted a tutorial for this guy. I would have just kept it on Etsy, but I think with the help from them and with the support from you guys, I can definitely make some more tutorials and things like that. So thank you so much, BetterHelp. If you are interested in any of their licensed therapists, do check out the link down below. It is betterhelp.com/MissACrochet. All right, I have to go and get myself some real boba because I can't drink this guy. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.